Who stole the pumpkin spice? It was so, so nice. Did they hide it in the rice? Did they give it to the mice? Who stole the pumpkin spice? The world's favorite recipe. Has it replaced the cup of tea? Who took it from us all? Who should we be able to call? Who are we going to call? Who stole the pumpkin spice?
Are we ready for spooky? Not really spooky. Fall. Preparing for Halloween. Fall. So, I have some notes here, and I have some notes here. I made up a poem. I have a title card. I love this. This idea came to me, as most ideas do for all of us, in the middle of the night. I had to write it down so that I wasn't dreaming. But it's going to be, because I am who I am, along the lines of Yosemite. Did Da Vinci steal the pumpkin spice? Did Harriet Tubman steal the pumpkin spice? Did Salvador Dali steal the pumpkin spice? It's going to crinkle into October, which will be, perhaps you can guess from the last line of the poem, our theme for October. So this is just to get me pumped, as if I wasn't pumped enough. This is, what is today's date? The 8th, so the 9th for you, which is Friday. I'm so confused. This week has just been a horror scene here, no pun intended. Okay, so this is Thursday, so Friday for you, this will be going up. Saturday is 2 years from when I broke my ankle. If you don't know, I broke my ankle really badly. I have multiple plates, many screws in my ankle. It took me a good solid year before I did not have to exercise it. It takes, and every once in a while I still do use a band and stretch it a little bit. Right now, knock on wood, I'm having a great time with it. It's not, it's always going to be swollen a little bit. It's also misshapen. Anyhow, we're not here for my ankle, but I cannot believe it's already been 2 years. Anyhow, who stole the pumpkin spice? I don't know. So, we're going to open up a traveler's notebook and we're going to get into it. I'm finished. I haven't finished my altered book, but I'm ready to move forward. And I think I kind of cleansed my palette. I use in-betweeners as a palette cleanser, because sometimes I really don't have an idea, or I don't have my thoughts together. And this is purely just because I always feel like I do better with a prompt. And whether it's somebody else's prompt list, whether it's one that I made up myself, my washing machine's going, so ignore it. I'm washing teenager clothes. Whether my, not teenager, preteen, whether my thoughts come together better with a prompt or a theme or a flow of some kind, a book, whatever. That's why I do my journals the way I do them, because if I'm left to my own devices, I flounder. And now for the month of October, I have a theme, but I might use somebody else's prompt list. I haven't completely decided yet. Amongst my theme, that might be the way I go, because that might add to the possibility of stories. I don't know why I feel like I always have to tell stories, but I do. It just works better in my head. It gives me inspiration. It gives me a jumping off place, as Ali Edwards would say, for whatever I'm doing. In a little 4x8 journal, or an altered book, or a 12x12, whatever. those of you, sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. Hoping I'm not catching what the kid has. I've got Vicks and aspirin going, don't worry. This is for new people here because I have been doing this for a long time on YouTube. Some of my videos, I guess they're dropping off as the days get older. I don't know. I have a ton of videos. Highly not recommended by anybody, but it's what I like to do. My artsy side loves editing also. I love fabric, I love paper, and I love editing. And I kind of feel like I still have my foot, a teeny tiny toe of my foot in the tech door by editing those videos and still keeping up with some computer stuff. Since I don't work at all anymore, who knows, I might have to go back to work. I don't know what the future holds. So I feel like I want to say, yes, I know where the mouse pad is still, or I know where the mouse square is on my iMac, that kind of stuff. Anyhow, so I started as a 12 by 12 scrapbooker for traveling. Many in the 90s. And I have been fortunate enough to travel. I grew up traveling as a kid. My husband, I groomed him into a traveler. And so we have been fortunate enough to go on some outstanding trips, and I documented them all in 12 by 12 scrapbooks. Coming to the conclusion that I don't have any more room for 12 by 12 scrapbooks. I probably have like 25 and 25 to 30, and it doesn't do it for me anymore. So one day I was watching YouTube and I came across a traveler's notebook. I'm like, what is that? It's 8 by 8 if you open up a full spread. And I was like, golly, I don't know what it is, but people say this all the time too. I'm not the only one. You feel less inclined to have to make a masterpiece, even though I put my heart and soul into these pieces. But it just seems a lot less forgiving, and I like it. There's a little dog right here. Anyhow, okay, so therefore my name 4 by 8. I love this size. I fell in love with traveler's notebooks. I recreated, because I am who I am and I collect a lot of ephemera on trips, which I didn't even know that's what it was called. I thought they were travel brochures, but it's ephemera, people. So I had a ton still left over from a trip that I took to Israel, and as a Bible study group, and I was like, I'm going to try that. So my first traveler's notebook was a recreation of my scrapbook, which was 2 volumes of 12 by 12 of my trip to Israel. And I should track that one down. That was the very first one I did. I had it all spread out on the kitchen table. My mom was over one day and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I don't know, but I just got to do this. I saw this on YouTube." And typical mothers of that age, what's YouTube? So anyhow, 7 years ago, probably now, I started with a quilting channel, took it down, family reasons. But Kurtie, who has always been here from the very beginning, encouraged me to come back. So I decided to do what I love on paper as opposed to fabric. And that's where we are. And I counted the journals I have. I swear it's over 70. I don't have a good place to display them because I have too many supplies. I'm limited to a bedroom, and I have half of it is sewing. So the other half is journaling, and I don't have a really good place to display them. One day, I'm going to display them pretty. And one day I might just get them all out and say, this is all of them. And kind of just do a walkthrough of what I have done. I should actually do that. Maybe in November. No, because I'm who knows, our beach stuff is all up in the air now because we are having to deal with our granddaughter, and she definitely comes first. So our beach schedule is hoping that we can go and do what we want to do, but she will come first, so we'll see. Okay, with that, I always skip the cover. I feel like I have to get in the mood of the book before I can make the cover. And because of Ali Edwards, I do like her a lot. I always feel like I need a reason why page, especially with my kooky stories that I end up creating or feel like I'm compulsed to make. So our theme for the rest of September is Who Stole the Pumpkin Spice? And then going into October, we know who stole it, but now we're going to call on somebody to help us find it again. So no pumpkin spice here because it's missing. So my first one is going to be along the lines of my last journal, the last two journals. Did Van Gogh steal the pumpkin spice? So that's as far as I've gotten. I have printed a copy of one of his paintings, a different one that I've used in a lot of times, that one. And that's as far as I've gotten. So I'm wondering if I should have like clues, like a magnifying glass of a Sherlock Holmes, like, was it Van Gogh? Oh, that's a great idea. So that way I'll always have, see, I love my ideas. Nobody else gets them, but I do. I might have in every spread a little like a journal card, or maybe even smaller, like 2x3 or something, or 2x2, maybe 2x2. Was it Van Gogh? And then incorporate my spread into fall Van Gogh-ish. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I just made up my mind. That's what we're going to do. Now I need to figure out what that little card's going to look like on every month. Because last month we had those little tiny tabs. Oh, I do have stamps. Oh yeah, I have a whole drawer full of stamps. A filing cabinet drawer full of stamps. Okay, that's where we're going. You got the preview. I'm going to do Van Gogh today, and we'll keep going. Okay? Okay. Alrighty, the first thing I'm able to do is I think this is a Diane Reevely stamp. And it's a perfect little size. It's about 1.5 by 2. And it's got a great little border, which I can add to or not add to each day. And it's going to go in the corner. And was it Van Gogh? Was it, whoever? And I have this painting that I cut off of something out of, I think, one of my books that I have here. But now, what to do? So I go to my little box of tricks and start collecting blues and greens. And I cut up a lot of scraps the other day into squares when I was at Journaling Club. And I'm going through my sticker drawer here. I know I have Van Gogh stickers. I have Van Gogh washi tape. I can't find it. I only have a certain places for my washi tape, but hello, can't find my Van Gogh washi tape. I'm just pulling out a couple sticker books here that I have collected things. And they're not necessarily stickers. They're also ephemera that I've bought on Etsy or wherever. Looking for circles, my, love of circles. And I decided to go with all squares and wasn't really feeling anything in here. But I did find a sticker book that's of daily routines and it has coffee on it. So we're going to have a coffee sticker somewhere. I picked out these little tiny ones. That was a coffee sticker on my finger. And then I found a page of bigger ones. And I can get some off of Pinterest or somewhere too. Just a generic coffee shape. So I was kind of looking for colors. That square right there could have worked. And there's the coffee right there. So I decided to stick with these squares. They're kind of like Van Gogh colors. They're pastel-y, they're blurry, they're, background colors. And this is very simple. Very simple. It's a grid. I too like grids. I love Jose Naranja. He makes the best grids in the world. Ali Edwards is next. And it always takes me a couple days to get in the flow of the journal. That's why I never make my reason why page or my cover first, because I never ever get it right the first few days. And I kind of develop a process, or since I do work mostly intuitively, I say, where I let the paper dictate what I'm going to do. I kind of have to come up with it tells me the flow of the journal, the product, the ephemera, the pieces, the paper tell me the product, the flow of the journal. That might be a Monet sticker. Ignore that. It is the right color code. Okay? Okay. And I just kind of wanted a grid today. I'm feeling gridish. I don't know why. I need structure. I think that's because our structure is out the window here. And this is washi tape that I made a sticker out of with a punch. And yes, I know it's upside down. It's okay. It's Van Gogh colors. That's all that matters. Just to get the thought process of Van Gogh across. And there's my little coffee cup. So I went in with my Stabilos. I try not to use these every day, but alas, here I am again. And I'm just adding Van Gogh swishes. They will be swishes. Trust me. There they go. And bringing color and a Van Gogh theme to this page was my goal, and I feel like I achieved it. And I may not keep this type of spread going forward, because the paper does kind of take a couple days to tell me what it wants to be when it grows up. So, and I kind of, we work together. That voice all kind of works together. The voice in my head and the voice in the paper. But the whole point of this is to have fun, to keep my mind moving, to be creative. Whether it's the editing, whether it's cutting papers into squares, whether it's getting out your Stabilos for the 100th time, whatever. Be creative, be fun, and come back tomorrow and see what we get up to. Thanks for watching. Who stole the pumpkin spice?